I'm either going to places where my target clientele spends time, or I'm going to places where my target clientele asks questions. Senior centers and housing developments. I'm going to go to community events, and then I'm going to go places where they ask questions. They ask questions at doctors' offices. Mm-hmm. They ask questions at the pharmacy. They ask questions at the dentist. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to introduce myself to them. I want to find out who's your clients. I want to know what carriers do you take. I want to know which carriers you like and which carriers you don't like, which ones work well for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Medicare Sales Playbook. I'm your co-host, Dallas Keithley, sitting here today with the ever-increasing in stature and wisdom, Mr. Matt Smith. Welcome, buddy.
Man, it's good to be here.
It is. It's
good to be at the table.
It's good to be at the table, man. Let's dive right in, man. We want to help some folks. Guys, we have, I don't know that we have good news. We have bad news.
We have news.
We have news.
We have news.
This just in. AHIP is coming. AHIP is here.
Yeah.
AEP is coming.
Yeah. Ready or not, baby.
Yeah. And it's, I talked to an agent years ago. He's like, Dallas, I'm so sick and tired of taking my AHIP. Mm-hmm. I just can't take it anymore. AHIP, certs, every year. I said, what are your renewals? He said, I make about $18,000 a month. I said, I tell you what, I'll give you $18,000 a month to take your AHIP and your certs. He's like, fine. Right? Like, yeah, you got to look at the big picture. It's all worth it. Because if you don't take your AHIP,
you don't
get your residuals.
Do you remember years ago? It's funny. It was on a TV show. It was on a commercial. They'd pop up the little rainbow, and it'd pop up the little jingle. It's like the more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Yeah, the more you know. Yeah. If you don't take your AHIP, don't take your certs, all plans are decommissioned.
Now I'm going to go even back farther and be like, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Yeah.
Oh boy, we digress.
We are off the rails.
Let's go.
We want to talk to you guys today about how to prepare for AEP.
Man.
How to make sure you're ready to go. A lot of agents treat AEP like, not me or Matt, but some husbands treat anniversaries like, oh snap, is that here already? Is that here again? We want you to be prepared for AHIP.
Yeah.
We want you, I'm sorry, I keep saying AHIP. We want you to be prepared for AEP.
You prepare for AHIP too.
Yeah. We want you to walk into AEP. Imagine this, if you will. We're doing all kinds of TV taglines.
That's good. If you shall.
Imagine a world. What if I told you you could wake up the week before AEP and you were so prepared that you could take a day or two off the week before AEP and just take a breath, right? And get ready to punch, right?
My goal for agents is, and it's even a little bit bigger than that. September should be a time of just being with carriers. Mm-hmm. You should be prepared with everything you've done by September.
Yeah. And
so in theory.
And then wake me up when September ends. This may be the best show we've ever done.
We're going to get at least 4 followers off of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, like September, our goal now, between now and the end of August, is to be able to take a breather in September so we can do a 54-day headstand.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
I like it.
So where do we start?
Let's go. Okay, first, get your AHIP done.
Get your AHIP done.
What are some secrets, keys, whatever you want to call it, to help agents get their AHIP completed? And certs. When we say AHIP, we just include the certs.
We'll just say, right? Let's say get certified. Key number 1, don't fail it.
Okay.
That's really broad.
On.
You can fail it 3 times. You can fail it twice.
Don't fail it 3 times. Fail it twice.
I think the key to the AHIP is, like, number 1, don't let anybody tell you that the AHIP doesn't suck, because the AHIP, it just does. Like, it's not exciting. And if the AHIP organization is listening to this, be more fun.
We love you.
Yeah, we do, but not a lot. Like, we send you a birthday card, but anyway.
There won't be money in it.
There won't be money in it, cry at your funeral, but won't invite you to the birthday, right?
Correct.
The AHIP is not fun.
Right.
Like, it's not fun.
Yeah.
I think my tips would be, number 1, don't stress about it.
Okay.
Don't stress. Give yourself grace and space. Give yourself. I took that because you said it before, and I'm like, my goal.
Cars is going to charge us.
Hey, if you all have been to any of our Medicare Sales Boot Camps, and I hope that you have, if you have, you've noticed that my my number one desire to steal all of Dallas's taglines before he gets to say it.
It's true.
So that's what I'm on. I'm on the warpath for that one.
Well, I stole that from Rocky Garza. Space and grace.
And then I stole it from you.
Give me space. Give me grace.
Anyway, yes, give yourself space. Give yourself time. You don't have to complete it in one day.
No.
Do you want to stretch it up to 2 or 3 days? Absolutely not. But do you have to do it? No. Just give yourself time. Prepare for it. Allot some time. But when it comes test time, that's the big game. That's the big show. You have 3 attempts. You can fail twice. If you failed a third time, you can buy more attempts.
And you can sell life insurance.
You can buy more attempts, but they won't take them.
Right.
So it's an open book test. You can go through, you can save the information so that you can have a second screen open so you can be reading through the material while you're doing it. It's open book. They want to encourage you to use your brain and look through the things a little bit. But just give yourself time. Don't stress. When you open it up, when you open up the final exam, that's an attempt. Even if you lose power, when you've opened it up, AHIP says, we're so sorry your power went out. I hope your food didn't go bad, but that's an attempt.
Your AHIP did.
Your AHIP did.
Yeah. And, okay, here's something. One of the best classes I ever took in college, shout out C of O Bobcats.
Let's go.
Was a class on how to study and how to take a test.
Yeah.
Here's the big things that helped me when it came to taking a test. When you're going to take a test, number one, confidence is key. They explained that to us this way. Your brain is a box, right? Whatever you put in that box is in there. If your brain retains stuff. Your brain is a box. Whatever you put in there is in there.
Yeah.
Confidence will allow the box to open and allow the information to come out. Fear, negativity, skepticism, all that stuff closes the box. So when Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. I believe that's somewhat what he was talking about. So as you go through the modules, take your time, go through the modules, put the information in there, and then number one, have confidence. Number two, when I take a test, I still do this to this day. When I take a test, I take a note card, much like this one provided by Medicare Sales Playbook. I will cover the answers. I will read the question. I will try to answer it. Your brain will not make up information. Yeah. A lot of people like multiple choice. Multiple choice gives you something to doubt, right? So I try to answer the question. I pull the card away. If the answer that I thought of is there, that's it, because I won't make up a wrong answer. Does that make sense?
I've made up a wrong answer or two.
Yeah, but
it does. It makes complete sense.
And then the third thing is, when it comes to taking a test, you answer everything you can immediately. Fly through, answer. I don't know that one, come back, right? Then come back to that one and then finish it out. And man, those 3 things helped me. I use that taking the ASVAB. I use that taking a lot of tests, and it has really, really helped me. Let's move on. Okay, so we got our test. We've got our certs done.
Well, we got to do our certs next.
We got to do our certs. Okay, do our certs. Any keys for certs?
Just do them.
I miss the old breath mint. Remember certs?
I do remember
fruity.
I do remember the certs. Certs are also not great. They're not a super fun time, but you have to do it, or else they're not going to pay you your referrals or your renewals. And I don't know about you and how much time it takes you to do your certifications, but I doubt it takes you longer than 2 apps or pay you for renewal.
I will tell you this, in the past, I have usually taken longer to complain about doing certs than it took to do them.
Yeah. There's nothing better than, we got a new carrier. We got a new carrier a while back, and I sat down, I was like, all right, I blocked off like an hour to do the certs. The certs were it's like 3 questions. I'm curious if it was compliant, but it was like 3 questions. And I was like, that took 6 minutes. I've spent an hour just being like, this is going to really suck.
This is the worst. How do I log in?
Number one key for certs, you got to know which carriers you're contracted with, so you know who to certify with.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say we have a new agent out there. They are looking at getting certified.
Yeah.
Looking at getting AHIP'd, all that stuff. How do they know which carriers to start with?
A couple of ways. I think it's a couple of ways. Number one, the relationship that you have with your upline, with your FMO, IMO, whatever you want to call it, that's crucial because you lean on those people, that organization they can tell you or they can help you. They can either give you a fish or teach you to fish, but they can help you to determine who you need because they're going to, in theory, they're going to know what you need. Or you can go to Medicare.gov, punch in your zip code and see which plans come to the top of the page. My guess is it's going to be one of 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Aetna, Anthem, Humana, United Healthcare, Cigna, WellCare, Devoted.
Yeah. If there are 28, don't get 28. That was impressive.
That was good, wasn't it?
That was. I cringe when I see a brand new agent taking certs for 15 carriers.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Less is more.
You can always add one. You can't ever get your time back.
You're going to get it's paralysis by analysis. Like you're going to get all of these carriers. Number one, you're guaranteed not going to get them all done. Like you're going to let something slip. But 95% of your business is going to be written with one of those in the MA space or in the PDP space is going to be written within one of those 7 carriers.
Okay.
And 95 is probably being a little liberal with it. It's probably more than that.
Right.
So I agree with that. Less is more. Get yourself the major plans. Get yourself a couple of extra med sups because you're going to run into them. Yeah, you'll get some with a couple of contracts. Get yourself 1 or 2 med sups. Get yourself a really, really solid hospital indemnity player.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 9. So my goal is always 10 carriers or less. 10 carriers and you can conquer the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at least you can conquer your county.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so we've got our carriers, we've got our certs, we've got our everything. Now, I believe from July, August, September, we ask people all the time, what's your goal for AEP?
Yeah.
And it's always 100 or 200, whatever. Why? How do if you're building a goal, and I'm a big goal guy, but your goal should be a number you arrive at after you do math. It's not, I do find a number and then I try to make up the math.
Yeah.
I know that if I'm going to write 100, I've got to have at least 150 appointments.
Sure.
So how am I getting in front of 150 people? How do I? So for me, July, August, September is how many people can I fit in that hopper? Now, we're going to approach this from 2 ways.
Let's do that.
One, I'm a new agent.
Perfect.
Right? One, I'm an existing agent because AEP
means different things.
Different things for different folks. But so let's say I'm a new agent. My goal, July, August, September, is to fill that hopper up with 400 people.
Yeah.
Because if I fill it with 400 people, then I can legitimately say I have a goal of writing 200 people during AEP.
Yeah.
So what are some ideas to make sure we're filling up that hopper where on October 15th, we just, boom, and here they come?
I mean, there's you have to decide, are you spending time or money? That's number one. If you're spending money, you're doing that. You're buying leads and running seminars. I mean, seminars are one of the. I mean, we talk about seminars from the Turning 65 standpoint, but seminars are one of the greatest ways to fill that hopper,
right?
Because they're going to bring a friend, right? So you get that friend in there. I mean, if you're spending money, if you're spending time, relationships.
Yeah. Well, one thing too, I want to back up so if you do seminars, one way to really fill that hopper is when you do seminars, a lot of times you're going to meet people that you can write right now.
Yep.
But it's tracking the people that you can't write right now, right? Like if I sit down with a couple and she's turning 65, he's 68. He goes in my hopper for AEP. I'm writing her right now. I'm calling him, hey, October, we're going to talk.
I want to make a really quick clarification. When we talk about putting in the hopper, we're referring to a CRM system.
Yes.
Like you need to have, and I know we've said that a bunch of times. Like
I
mean, you can put it, put on this. I could put a bunch of people in this. You need to have a CRM. Like as an agent, I'm not going to say you must have because that would be negative towards somebody who's doing very well and doesn't have one. But by and large, you must have a CRM because at a certain point in time, managing them on a notebook is going to be tough. Managing them in an Excel spreadsheet is going to be tough. Inside of a CRM, you can You can track everybody. You can put them in specific funnels. You can do automations. You can do all those things. So when you're saying putting them in the hopper, it's the importance of having a CRM that you know how to work, you know its capabilities, even if you're not smart enough to work it, which is what I am with our CRM. I at least know kind of what it can do. It's having that system that helps you to track those people will make your AEP light years easier, other than popping up the old Excel spreadsheet and being like, well, I think Bill, I think we'll write him this year.
Yeah. So, okay. So we talked about seminars, all that. What about people, new agents? Because typically new agents don't have money.
Sure.
No offense.
Sure.
But you said build relationships.
Yeah.
Who are you building relationships with?
I'm building relationships with anybody who is either, I'm going to two specific kinds of places. I'm either going to places where my target clientele spends time, or I'm going to places where my target clientele asks questions. So spends time, we're thinking like senior centers and housing developments. I'm going to go to community events, American Heart Association, Diabetes Foundation, Alzheimer's. I'm going to go to those kinds of places because that's where my clients are going to be, or my prospective clients. That's where their caregivers are going to be. That's where relationships that I can build to potentially be a subject matter expert down the road and sit on panels or give presentations, things like that. I'm going to be in community with the areas that my people spend time. And then I'm going to go places where they ask questions. They ask questions at doctors' offices. They ask questions at the pharmacy. They ask questions at the dentist. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to introduce myself to them. I'm going to find out who's your clientele. I always use the example of a pediatric dentist. I don't really want to go in for Medicare and see a pediatric dentist.
No.
I want to find out who's your clients. I want to know what carriers do you take. I want to know which carriers you like and which carriers you don't like, which ones work well for you. Because in an ideal scenario, God willing, we'll be able to take that client, and if we can move them into a better product for them, in theory, it's a better product for everybody. Keep business inside of their four walls, all of those kinds of things. So I'm going to go out and make relationships in the community, places where they spend time and where they ask questions. And then come October, I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask all the doctors and all the dentists and all the eye doctors and all the pharmacists, do you know how this is changing?
Yeah. Love that. Yeah.
So,
you're providing value.
Yes.
And building those relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
and
that's
then in January, whenever AEP ends and OEP starts, I'm going to still be there.
Yeah.
And then in April, when OEP ends, I'm still going to be there. And I'm going to continue to be there until they either shut the doors or kick me out. But this is a game of consistency.
Yeah, we just talked to a pharmacist. I had a seminar, and there was a Turning 65 seminar, and one of the guys there was a pharmacist. And he said, Dallas, I wanted to say thank you for telling people, go get your prescriptions checked in AEP.
Yeah.
He said, pharmacists take vacation in January. And he said, because everybody comes in, they didn't check their meds, they didn't do that, and now they're mad because the med that was this is now this, or it's not covered, or their pharmacy's not in network. So he said, we take off that month. What if you told that pharmacist, what if you went to a pharmacist and say, hey, I heard pharmacists take off in January.
Yeah.
What if I could be your guy in January? If somebody comes in and they're mad, have them call me.
Sure.
Please.
Yeah.
And they can yell at me or whatever.
I saw a statistic a while back, and it's related to how many people are going to change. Like, how many people should I expect to have to rewrite during AEP? And the statistic I saw was somewhere between 30 and 40%. So let's say on the high end, we rewrite 40% of our book. Let's say everybody on an MAPD or a PDP plan. Let's use the high end. Let's say 40% of those people will need to make a change this year. I don't believe that 60% didn't need to make a change.
Yeah, they just didn't.
They just didn't do it. There's probably let's split it. There's probably 30% that should move.
Yeah.
And there's probably 30% that are solid of those people that didn't make changes.
Yeah. And 60% of the time it works every time.
60% of the time it works every time. Sometimes 50.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's the new agent.
Yeah.
And guys, really, a lot of people overanalyze, okay, I got to build relations. Just go do something. Yeah. Be active. Get out there.
Just go say hi. Just go say hi to somebody and tell them what you do. I would work on this though. Be prepared when you go to these places. We talk about this at the boot camp. Be prepared when you go to these places. Know your mission, and be able to tell people what you do. in a way that makes them ask you more questions.
Yeah,
Right.
love
Like
that.
be creative. We're kind of a boring people sometimes.
Well, and what you're talking about is don't walk in and be like, hey, do you guys need help with in Medicare?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
When somebody has a Medicare question, do you guys have a guy to send them to? Okay, cool.
Can I
bye.
come talk to your people at AEP? No. Okay. No. Like you said,
Wow.
go in there and be like, what's your biggest problem? When it comes to Medicare, what's your biggest problem?
What do you do when people come and scream at you in January?
Yeah. What if I could take your
back.
billing people? Yeah. What if I could take your billing people? What if I could take 10% of their problems away?
Yeah.
Would that be worth it to you?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we would love that.
You
right?
know what they don't want to do? They don't want to answer
Medicare
any questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zero.
Exactly. Good things. Now, let's talk to somebody that is, maybe they've got, let's say the average client or agent has 200 clients.
Okay.
Right? Their AEP looks different. Yeah,
does.
they're going to write some.
Yeah.
They're probably going to write referrals.
Sure.
Right? But how can theirs is gird up your loins and protect your house, right? Like we're getting biblical up in here.
That's the best thing we've said on here in a while.
Gird up the loins, protect your house.
Yeah.
Make sure that nobody steals your people.
Yes.
How
Yes.
can we do that?
I think one of the first things, not to be kind of counter to what you just said, is we do have to understand, and we don't have to be okay with it, but we have to accept the fact that we're probably not going to keep 100%.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have drop-offs. And if you put yourself in the mindset that I'm never going to have people leave, you are going to be miserable.
And you're going to get mad.
Yeah. And you're going to,
Here's what's crazy. I did talk to an agent the other day. He's like, man, I lost like 9 people during AEP. I'm like, how many did you gain? Well, like 45. I'm like, you're concentrating on the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We heard an
Be
agent say
happy
the
for
other
the
day,
45.
he was talking about, he didn't know if like this was, he didn't know if he, what
Once
he wanted
out of
to-
the business.
Once out of the business because he
Yeah.
lost 2 or 3 clients. How many clients? Well, I got like 300 clients. We lost 2 or 3, 1%.
Go replace them, adapt a little bit.
Yeah.
Go replace them.
Yeah.
But a couple things I thought of that they can do. Number one, send out a letter.
Yes.
Right? September, I would recommend sending out a letter late August, early September, thanking them for their business.
Yep.
And then saying it's time to review your plan. On the back, please list all prescriptions you're taking.
Yeah.
Please list all doctors you are seeing, any hospitals you want. Please mail that back in and we will be calling you for an appointment.
I'd send them with that, make it a 2-page deal. Send them a product resume. Tell them
Yes.
everything that you do.
Cross-selling sheet.
Cross-sell sheet.
Yeah, yeah. Send them that. So you're sending that out. And then if you have 200 to 400 clients, you should have an assistant
Yep.
that as those letters get mailed back in, put it in a self-addressed stamped envelope, have them mail it back in. That person is then calling them and setting up the appointment for them.
Yeah.
Right.
I would even take it a step further now. I don't know when this will air. It'll air in the month of July. So you still have time because you're not going to send that letter out till August. I would call.
Yeah.
I would call my
call
people.
now.
I would call, if you could back up and call them in June, that'd be really cool if we could back up to June.
I'll see what I can do.
If you can figure that one out, I would like that. I missed a couple good golf days and I didn't need to.
I know a guy.
But I would still call. I would give them the call now, especially I got 200 clients. Like I can call 200 people. I can dial 200 people.
And tell them there's a letter coming.
Tell them there's a letter. Listen, AEP's coming. I know you're busy swimming, but AEP's coming. You're telling them the holidays are coming. So sorry about that. Give them a call. Tell them it's coming. Tell them to expect a letter, and then go ahead and set the expectations with them. Do you have an office, and you're going to ask them to come into your office? Go ahead and let them know that. Go ahead and let them know I'm going to come to your house, or these are what I'm planning on doing. Just go ahead and set the expectation that when they get that letter, they don't see it and they're like, well, I'm going to fill this out. And I wonder if I'm going to go there. They're going to come here. They're going to call me. What am I going to do? Set the expectation today. And that when they get the letter, like they're like, all right, we are rare and ready to go.
Awesome. Also, I would have a dinner for my clients,
Client
an appreciation dinner in September.
Yep.
And say, hey guys, at your we've talked about this before, but at the client appreciation dinner, your goal is not to sell anything.
Zero.
I would have that cross-selling sheet in front of them.
Yeah, I'd print it on print it on a napkin.
Print it on a napkin. Whew. On the menu, steak, chicken, long-term care. Then I would have me a dinner all prepared.
I'm just trying to think of all the meals that you could do, and you could name them like a Medicare style meal, like the hospital indemnity pizza.
Yeah. I that's gross, but I don't want to eat anything with the word hospital in it. But have a dinner. At the dinner, have fun.
Yeah.
Play some bingo, play some games, give out some awards for most visitors, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All that stuff. play some games, have fun, and then say, hey, listen, AEP's coming.
Yeah.
Would love for you guys to introduce me to somebody.
Well, don't wait till AEP. Tell them to invite a friend.
Invite a friend to the dinner.
Invite a friend to the dinner.
Exactly.
Because their friend's going to come because they didn't get invited to one.
Yeah.
They're going to come. They'll be like, this is really cool. Like, we're playing games. We're eating hospital indemnity pizza. Like, we're doing some really cool things. I'm stuck on it now.
Yeah.
And you'll write those too. Like,
It needs to have the same first letter. So like hospital indemnity. Hoagie. There we go. Guys, you're not paying anything for this.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
I almost said hot dogs, but
Yeah.
that doesn't go as well. Anyway, client appreciation. Just, you're getting in front of people, just telling them you love them. Tell them bring your friends. Tell them we love them too.
Yeah, love that. Let's wrap it up.
Sure.
We've got some prep. We've got new agents. You're filling the hopper.
Yeah.
Existing agents, you're sitting there making sure that your people are well taken care of and making sure they don't switch. The last thing I would say to both sides is become a student of the game.
Yes.
One thing we always did. So we're going to get the plan September-ish, right? Maybe late August, early September. Go to the events, what do we call it?
Carrier rollouts.
Carrier rollouts. Go to those. Get to know your carrier reps, right? Get some surprises. Get those out of the way.
Yep.
Which hospitals are accepting which carrier, doctors, all that stuff. Become a student of the game. I always created myself a non-CMS compliant spreadsheet where I had everything listed out.
But you didn't share it with
I didn't share it with the client. It's for me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just, okay, Anthem, let's see, this year, here's the MOOP. Like I would do it by category. MOOP, primary care doctor, specialist, dental, vision, hearing, have all the benefits listed out just like a spreadsheet. So if a client's like, look, my doctor's in network, my yada, 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 it's important for me to have dental. I just there's dental. That's the best one here.
A key piece, and I know we're wrapping up here, but a key piece to that is the importance of knowing your plans. I know a lot of people are going to work in a lot of areas, but if you're working in a very specific geographic region, it's really important that you know your networks and things like that. Because when your doctor says, hey, when your client calls to say, I just need to make sure I can see Dr. Joe and I can go to this hospital and that dentist, like, where those are, because you can do that and you can be like, all right, well, I already know, like, I'm not even gonna show you this plan, or this plan, because those are not relevant to you. Just knowing your plans. And then the other one is creating, like, we didn't talk about this, but you need to put together a budget. Like, what can you spend? What do you have to spend? What are you willing to spend?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, we want to hear from you. What have you done? We've been in Medicare seminar boot camps. Medicare Sales Playbook boot camps over the last, we've done 10 now.
10, yeah.
2 more, Cincinnati, Columbus. We're coming to see you. We would love to have you guys in attendance. Go to MedicareSalesPlaybook.com if you want to know more. We're going to do more of them later, I'm assuming. They've enjoyed having us out of the office.
I think so.
But one thing that we have found is we are building community. And it's really cool to watch as we go to these boot camps, agents helping other agents, helping other agents, helping other agents, right? Yeah. And so we love to see that building community, making sure you have all that together. We want to hear from you guys in this community. What has helped you in AEP? What's something that you started doing and increased it? So let us know, comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff here. Matt, great job as always. Appreciate you coming in here.
AEP's coming.
Sharing the wisdom like the HIP hoagie. We will see you guys next time on the Medicare Sales Playbook.